Welcome to Scoil Aireagail SolidWorks tutorials. This is Module 1, Lesson 8. In this lesson, we will model a hand strengthener. We will be introduced to a new feature called Swept Boss Base. We will begin by opening a new part and saving as normal. We're going to call it hand strengthener. And your name. And make sure you're saving it into your folder that you can find it easily again. So first of all, we're going to open up a sketch on the front plane. And all we're going to do is we're going to draw a normal line starting at the origin off to the right hand side and press escape. We're going to set a dimension on this to 10.5. And then come up here and hit our exit sketch. Okay, and then just press escape and that'll knock off. See the way the blue is highlighted here and here. If you press escape, that gets rid of that. We're going to open up a new sketch. It's still going to be on the front plane, so we're going to come down to this arrow beside hand strengthener and come down and hit front plane, and now we're in a sketch on the front plane again. We're going to get a center line this time, start it from the origin and draw it up. Somewhere along this center line, we're going to draw a normal circle. We're going to dimension the center of that circle to the origin and set that to 15 mil. Also, we're going to dimension the diameter of that circle to 4 mil. And then hit the green tick over here to the right to exit our sketch. And press escape again. And F to fit. Okay, so that is our setup done. What we'll do now is we're going to introduce Swept Boss Base. So what that's going to do is going to create a helical spiral for us. So for anyone in 5th year studying DCG, you will come across helixes and spirals at some stage throughout the first term. Okay, so we're going to go up to Features and Swept Boss Base. So what is Swept Boss Base? It's going to allow us to create a helical spiral in our SolidWorks. So over here we have sketch profile or circular profile. We want this left at sketch profile. If we hover over this, this is our profile. So our profile is the shape we wanted to take. So we wanted to take the shape of our circle. So I'll click on the circle. If we hover over this, it asks for the path. The path we want to follow is this straight line. What we need to click on next then is the arrow beside options. So we want to leave it at follow path. For profile twist, we want to select specify twist value. And for twist control, we want to change it from degrees to revolutions. Okay, so we're going to change where it says 0, 0 to 2.45. And then click on the blank part of your screen. And you can see we get a preview of what it's going to look like. So that looks like it should. So I'm going to hit the green tick. Okay, so you can see now we've created a helical spiral from a sketch using Swept Boss Base. So hit save. So it's a very, very useful tool for creating what looks to be very, very complicated, but that took us no length of time to do. So I'm going to rename this sweep to helical part. So our next move, we're going to rotate around and select one of the faces. So either this face or this face, doesn't matter which one you select first. So hit that and select normal 2. We're going to go to our sketch tab and open a sketch on that face. I'm going to zoom in on it. So as it's turned blue, okay, which is a handy thing to do, and if it's not turned blue on you, if you're after hitting escape or whatever, you can just hit on it again, it'll turn blue again. So what we're going to do, instead of drawing that circle again, we can just come up here and hit convert entities, and that converts that sketch for us onto that face. Okay, so we can come along then, extrude a boss base. We're going to set it to 22 mil, and then hit the green tick. Okay, and we're going to do the very same thing on the other end. Hit the face, look normal too, open up the sketch, and convert entities. We'll then go to features, extrude a boss base, 22 mil, and hit the green tick. Okay, so both those boss extrudes we're going to rename as extension 1 and extension 2. And we'll hit save again. So again, we're selecting one of these faces, doesn't matter which one, we're going to be doing the same thing with both of them. Look normal too, zoom in, and open up your sketch. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to select circle, come until we get the center. So you see this cross appear when you get to the center. Click once, draw out our circle, and click again. We're going to dimension that circle to 12 mil. We're going to come along then, we're going to go to features, extrude a boss base, and we're going to extrude that 90 millimeters. So that's what it'll look like, and hit the green tick. And we'll repeat the exact same procedure on this face. So we're going to look normal too, zoom in, create a new sketch, draw our circle starting at the center of this face. Dimension it to 12 mil, and then extrude it to 90 mil. Okay, so starting to take shape now. And I'm going to rename both of those. One is going to be handle 1. The other is going to be handle 2. And hit save. So what we're going to do at the end of both of these faces is we're going to put a feature on it called a dome. So what that does is it slightly rounds the end of the object. Okay, you might have it appearing up here. So if you look in your features tab, so if you come along, click features and have a look here, you might have dome there. But if you're like me and you don't, what we can do is come up here to where it says search commands. When we hit search commands, type in dome, and it'll appear for us. So if you click that, for the parameters, we're just going to click both faces. Okay, and generally it's a bit slow, so you can see that blue wheel spinning around, so give it some time. Okay, so you can see it didn't select it for me, so what I'll have to do is leave it wait. Oh, eventually it picked it, yeah. So it can be quite slow depending on how quick your computer is. So for our dome, I'm going to change the dimensions to 1 mil. So that looks a lot better. And hit the green tick. Okay. What we're going to come along next and do is fill it. We're going to change the radius to 1 mil. And we're just going to come along and hit this face here. And this face here. And hit our green tick. So our next job is we need to zoom in, and on this flat face here. We're going to click on that, look normal too, and open a sketch on it. And what we're going to come along and do is zoom in. I'll start that again. So zoom in, and on the center, that cross will appear on the center. Open up two circles. So one to about here, and I'm going to open up another circle about there. So I'm going to smart dimension this one to 12 mil, and I will smart dimension this one to 18 mil. What we're going to do with that then is we're going to go to features, extrude a boss base, and at the moment it's facing the wrong direction, it's extruding the wrong way, so I want to come up here and click this arrow and turn it down the other way. Okay, that looks the business. We'll leave it at 90 and hit the green tick. Okay, and I'm going to do the exact same then on our other face. So I'm going to zoom into the flat part, look normal too, zoom in, hit sketch, and then draw the two circles again. So from the center of that circle where the cross appears, there's my first circle. I can come back in, draw my second circle. Smaller one is going to be 12 mil, and then the bigger one is going to be 18 mil. So I can go to features, extrude a boss base, and again it's going the wrong direction, so I click this arrow, flips it the other way, leave it at 90 mil, and hit the green tick. And I'm going to rename that padding 1 and padding 2. And hit the save button. Okay, so we have our modeling finished. Now we just need to add materials. So if we went our usual way about it and come over here to materials and added one material to the whole body, that's not actually the reality. So in reality, this part up here will be made from some type of metal. The padding will be made from maybe leather or some other soft material, and more than likely this part in here will be made from plastic. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on the individual parts. So I'm going to right click on the helical part on the top and click on appearances. So for appearance I want to hit helical part. Okay, and over here to the right then we're getting appearances, so I'm going to hit this drop down arrow and I'm going to select metal, and I'm going to go for chrome and click chromium plate. Okay, as you can see that's changed color. I also want these two bits to change to the same color, so if I click on this blue box and then come over and click on both those parts, they'll change color as well, and I can hit the green tick. So what I'll do next then is I'll right click on the padding, click appearance, and then I'm going to take padding 1. And I don't want a metal this time, I want to come down and find, maybe it's in organic we will try, or maybe in miscellaneous, there we go. So here's leather, so I want to select leather, click this box, and I also want to select the other padding, so padding 1 and padding 2. Hit the green tick. So then I'd imagine our dome and this part in here will be made from plastic. So if I come along here and I right click on the dome, appearances, select dome 1, and I select the arrow opposite plastic, and I'm going to select a medium gloss and maybe a light grey. Okay, click on that box again, and I'm just going to change my fillet. Oh, so fillet is turning, yeah, that's right, yeah, and this part as well. Do the same here, and hit the green tick. So I'll hit save. Looking at an isometric view, and there is our object fully done.